my OnlyFans where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. Hi guys, and welcome to this review and discussion of Obi Wan Episode 1 and 2. And with me, as always, is my dear colleague from Superheroes Bulgaria, Logan, with the Saitama t shirt.
Because I don't have an Obi Wan one.
An Obi Wan 1. Yes. So, guys, we saw Obi Wan. We were expecting it to be very good. But as I discovered, as you will know, well, it is not, and you can totally tell that this is not made from Jon Favreau's team.
Or any other people who made Star Wars in their life.
Yeah, any other people that made Star Wars, yeah, let's say. Well, maybe they did. They haven't checked, all of their filmography. But for sure, this sucks, guys. So we're going to explain why it sucks for us, at least. So, yeah, I mean, the trailers made everything to seem a bit more interesting, but when you actually get to watch the show, the first thing is the pacing is slow. What do you think about the pacing?
The fastest thing I saw was actually in the beginning when they show a recap of the first 3 episodes of Star Wars. And then everything, just kind of was slow, and they didn't use the Force, I suppose. I think the trailers actually looked more interesting because they used the music from Star Wars, which kind of touches that, feeling of Star Wars, and you feel excited and you say, this is the music when Obi-Wan fought Darth Maul in episode 1, which is the most exciting moment in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after that, really, everything was slow. When I was waiting for the first episode to finish, to actually something happened, and I said maybe now in the second, actually, because it's only the first, but in the second, it was the same.
It was a joy
Yeah.
to get to. And the most exciting part out of the 2 episodes was the intro where they, did this wonderful recap of episode 1, 2, and 3. That was the most interesting thing out of the whole 2 episodes.
I wanna watch it again.
Yeah, I want to watch those again, especially 1 and 3. So yeah, that is the gist of it. And then we saw Obi-Wan and how he behaves, and I was a bit annoyed because how many times I've seen this in general in Star Wars too. We saw the same with Luke in the new movies, how he was, so desperate and sorry about his actions, so he decided to isolate himself. It is the same thing. Here it's because, Kenobi is trying to hide because Order 66 was executed, all the Jedis are hunted, and he's supposed to watch over Luke and Leia. In the same time, though, he's kind of in denial about his role and what he's supposed to do. And when he's called to action to actually help Leia, he's like, oh no, I'm just gonna stay here and look at how Luke is playing on his igloo.
And he's actually concerned about him, but he wants to teach him when the moment comes. But then again, he doesn't want to, which also does not connect with episode 4 because the old Obi-Wan then actually didn't want to teach him. Otherwise, I think he would have started earlier. He just had the message from there, and Luke was there. He said, okay. So it doesn't connect. This is again one of those tries that, here in the movies there is a gap, we can make a show out of this.
Yeah. Exactly what they thought.
Like Endor now and other things like that. Just milking it for more, I suppose. I was excited because it's Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is one of my favorite characters.
Milking it like
Jedi,
milking it like Highlander and the boys.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
It would have been more interesting actually. I would watch this again. How Highlander milks.
Yeah, we just seen it in the trailer, but still.
So it reminds me of the episode with cow and chicken nuggets. Chicken milk and
chicken
the
milk.
milk and the other milk.
Anyway,
So
anyway.
yes, I mean it just again there. So we're going to put a story, and it's again the same old story, like this tired and grizzled man who used to be something, now he's not, and he's, as you said, in denial of his role, and something is going to happen, and he's going to remember how to use his lightsaber because he doesn't want to use it because he feels that he fails. But if you feel that you fail,
Won't you want to like correct yourself, make amends,
yeah,
be better? Because Jedi's are supposed to, be above other people in terms of wisdom, at least. They're like archetypes of monks and samurai, and those people have to be above that. They're not supposed to be down and out just because something happened and it didn't go their way.
and apparently the other Jedi's don't behave like that. I mean, they also hide, but there was a Jedi there who was human.
And he
There,
fights.
yeah,
And
he
he was
fights.
like all the time. He was resilient. He was in defiance of the stupid inquisitors, which were absolutely stupid
Which, as
inquisitors.
it turned out, they are actually ex-Jedi's.
They're
I
actually,
checked, yes. So all the Inquisitors actually are Jedi's that Vader and Palpatine was the name, Emperor, right? Yeah.
yeah.
They decided that they get to survive if they serve them, so they are converted to the dark side to serve them, to find other Jedi's and execute them.
No, so they're ridiculously
So
weak.
that's in canon.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so most of them appear, as I said, in the animated show Star Wars Rebels, which I haven't watched, but I think some of them appear there. That's again in canon. Um, the the woman that we wondered about, no, she appears here for the first time.
Uh-huh.
Riva
Okay,
was
Riva.
the name,
Yeah. She's annoying.
yeah.
She
Let's
is
start
just
with that.
there.
Yes.
She can do parkour on the rooftops. Whoop did he do? Is this? I mean, this show didn't feel, not only because this, but especially the second episode, there was a city that Obi Wan goes through, and it feels like cyberpunk. It feels like something from that style completely. You have Camille Nanjiani. They're being himself. He's playing himself there in the Star Wars universe, pretending to be a Jedi, having magnets to fool people and to rob them. Pretending to do some
He
stuff for
was
them.
speaking the same way, behaving the same way, like in the Eternals.
Yeah,
The movie
he's the
was what he did.
same. Yeah.
And yeah, again, really that planet or city, because I actually never get the structure of Star Wars things. Is this now one planet that is like a city, or it's a city on a planet that looks the same, whatever.
Yeah.
So so this, let's say, planet actually really looked like something more like cyber or pink
Cyberpunks are
pink punk thingy.
cyber
I mean, I
Blade
felt as if
Runner.
I was watching Blade Runner, exactly,
Yeah.
especially the first one. It doesn't feel like Star Wars. The music is not like Star Wars.
It's not shot like Star
Some
Wars.
of the shots are not, where the ships appear. Some of the buildings are kind of not Star Wars. It's all the clothing, kind of.
Yeah,
The
of course.
whole
Yeah.
feeling in general, it's kind of like not Star Wars. Not even Tatooine
No, it doesn't
looks
feel
like
like it.
Tatooine. Like,
It feels like, literally, guys, there's some fan-made Star Wars stuff that I covered, and there was one with Obi Wan that I covered recently, and that is close to the show in terms of feel, especially in the night scenes. There's some night scenes and the sands, and Obi Wan like walking in there, something like that. It was like so familiar. I thought that I already seen it, but it was because I seen it in this fan animated movie. It was so similar to that. So yeah, it feels like someone else shot this.
it feels more like any other type of science fiction. I mean, especially the design of some of the other races or aliens or whatever. Exactly, they feel like as if they're from another science fiction show. They feel more like Andromeda, or I don't know, Star Trek, or even Doctor Who. So
Actually, Star Trek is
you know,
perfect.
Star Trek, yeah. So
Yeah.
they kind of look like that, and Star Wars never had that feeling exactly, because it's not as boring as Star Trek. Some of the shows of Star Trek.
The new one I hear are terribly woke and outrageous in that way.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
they're on their
another
way
thing.
to do decent for that show. So it really kind of, it doesn't feel like, I mean, especially when you connect it with what they show in the beginning with the recap of episode 1, 2, and 3, and then they give you this, and you say, well, it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, and there's no actually really, I want to like emphasize that there's no really much of a big spoilers here, guys. But if you don't want to know anything, we want to warn you a little bit because it doesn't. I mean, there's nothing that is like, oh no, I should not know that. There's really not many surprises here. The plot is basically Obi Wan Kenobi has isolated himself. It's been 10 years since Order 66. Darth Vader is somewhere alive and he wants to find Obi Wan Kenobi. And this Reva, I guess, is like a fanatic inquisitor that
Nothing.
yeah, that is very determined to get him because of Darth Vader. And, you know, Leia gets kidnapped and she's like 10 years old. Yeah, of course, she's 10. And Leia gets kidnapped just because she went out of the castle and run around a little bit, like 100 meters from the front gate. And
By the way,
went past the guards and they're like, ooh, look, a little girl. You know, probably because we never saw how they reacted to her just
giving her
you know, going.
personality that they are so determined to show us how she is full of spunk and other things. It was not supposed to be the first time she's doing this. If they show us, look, she's rebellious. I mean, she's using doubles to fool her parents, like like her mother used to do, which was interesting point by the way. But and she's answering to people, and she's putting them on their place and things like that. Like every 10-year-old can do, I suppose. so, uh, so if she behaves like that, to me, it felt as if this is not supposed to be the first time that she is going out of the castle. So why they capture her exactly now? Don't the guards know that she's always do things like that? And her mother, because she said it when she saw the double that she used, that she doesn't do it for the first time, she kind of expected it.
Also, what kind of a freaking kingdom is this?
So,
you know,
yeah.
a castle would be surrounded in some kind of a way because anyone can do anything. You know, if even one person decides to go crazy on this day, he can just go and grab Leia and whoever he wants that comes out from the castle.
And the guards were just guys with normal clothing and blasters. I mean, no armor or something like that, because one of them was literally just shot
directly.
I mean, I think they had helmets, but helmets are a thing in Star Wars.
Yeah, every villain is going to have the courtesy to shoot them only in the helmets.
And or give them fair warning so that they can do this with their heads and the helmet to protect you. I mean, those were guys with clothing. I mean, I can understand the rebels in episode 4 and things like that, because they were rebels, maybe they don't have the equipment needed, although they had helmets again. And it's not as if there are no people or soldiers with some type of armor in Star Wars. Even in some of the games, you can put on armor and things like that. You don't have to be a Mandalorian to do it. So.
Well, that's just one of the things. But yeah, I did find the way that Leia was kidnapped so stupid and so easy, so ridiculous.
I mean, still kind of like over the top taken movie.
And they also, I mean, the villains, the bounty hunters, they took so long to get her, which was also stupid because she is 10. She's not like can run very fast and can overcome all kinds of obstacles, in the forest. But it was like, when I mean, it was so silly, like the way that it was shown in film, that it reminded me of some kind of a sketch. Someone is trying to get to someone else, and it's like shaky cam and the footage of someone running, and then the other person is running, and then the other person is running from this side and from that side, and you're getting the feeling that they're like very far apart, but then in the same time they're like this close.
The only thing
and it's just
in that scene was actually the Benny Hill music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially with the shaky cam. I mean, shaky cam in a Star Wars production. Wow.
No, I'm not sure if it was shaky cam, but the way that it was filmed, it was meant to present that they're like making this huge effort to get Leia, and at the same time she just this 50 centimeters tall kid that just is doing this.
I mean,
Around here because she's small.
as I said, they
She's not
tried
that fast.
to show her kind of how great she is, but maybe she becomes like that when she's actually older and not she's 10. So I mean, sure, and they also show that she does matter as much as Luke, maybe because they want to kind of redeem the old movies that Luke was in the center of things. But I mean, most people actually like her there, and even then, so because of the portrayal of the character. So here it feels kind of like, look, she's cool,
Well, that the whole thing with her, and we're going to get to the comments, guys. So hold on. The whole thing with Leia and Kenobi now is to somehow establish their connection before we get to episode 4, where, as we know, she got the message of her kidnapping to Obi-Wan, and she was like, "Help me! Yeah, you're my only hope." So this is how we connect how she knows him basically and what happened between them when she was 10. For some reason, he didn't want to help her at all, which was very strange to me. He is in denial and can't use the Force anymore because he has such a depression that he cannot use the Force. So at the end of the episode 2, he used it to save her. But I mean,
which kind of also doesn't make sense because they show in the recap in the beginning literally the last scene is when Yoda tells him, I'm going to teach you how to contact with your old mentors, or Qui-Gon Jinn, to see the Force ghost, I suppose. I mean, that's the only way. So if he actually denies the Force and disconnected from it, so why is he going to agree so that Yoda teaches him that? And if he actually used it in the beginning, because this is okay, 10 years have passed, but he's using, I don't think that Qui-Gon will tell him, okay,
now forget
Kenobi,
about the Force.
what you're doing is great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Forget
that's it.
about the Force.
I mean,
giving up on being a Jedi.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's our last conversation. You can call yourself Ben now, and bye.
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, okay, I get that he's very, 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 very upset, about what happened with Anakin. But Anakin was a grown man; he did his own decisions, and Obi-Wan did try to bring him back on the good side, but he was already lost. He made his decision. He was already so far gone that he even killed Padme unintentionally, made her just die from sorrow. It was ridiculous. That's kind of like the cautionary tale, just don't. I mean, he did that to himself.
Yeah,
He would be alive if he
and,
never did that.
Obi-Wan knew what was happening with him in the end. I mean, he understand what happened with him.
I mean, he taught him well.
Yeah.
It's just that there are some aspects of Anakin's nature that he could not control because that is parts from of his nature that are just his, and Obi-Wan cannot be responsible for every decision and character trait that Anakin has. He had influences, in episode 2 from that other Sith Lord. I forgot his name. The one guy with the white beard. Anakin had to.
Count Dooku, yes.
Yeah, cut off his hand, and then he just behead him.
Yeah, well, this was in episode 2. In the beginning.
Wasn't it? I think it was
they met
two.
in episode 2, but then in episode 3 in the beginning they met again and he beheaded.
I really have to watch 3.
Because actually
now.
Palpatine was there and kind of told him that, if you don't do it now, he can come back and other things.
Yeah, actually, yes.
Which actually Count Dooku did not expect because he was working for Palpatine or Darth Sidious or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but he didn't know that for Palpatine, Anakin is much more important than him.
Actually, when I watched, episode 3, to me it always looked like, Obi-Wan warned him. He understand that there is no going back for Anakin. He told him, I have the higher ground and other things like that. And after the final blow, when the final blow was struck, Samuel Jack reference there. Uh, he understands, I can do nothing more. That's it. I mean, I can save the kids, and now we all go into hiding and things like that, not by our choice. It never felt as if he will drown into this. Oh no, I failed. Oh no, I failed Qui-Gon. I failed Anakin. I failed Yoda. I failed my dojo, my master, my second cousin,
My
brother,
roommate.
sister, my roommate. My plumber and other things like that. So it never felt like that.
Oh my god. My
Yeah.
roommate prepared to die.
Everybody, yeah, I felt everybody. I will
Yeah.
never dust off my lightsaber now, which is the most ridiculous hilt for the lightsaber that he has.
It was a candle holder.
Yeah. I mean, for example, Anakin's hilt was way better, but these are different designs.
Yeah, let us read the comments a bit.
Are there angry people?
Yeah. So first Ivy says perhaps it was the force of a hangover. Right, that. Yeah, it will be fine. Hey, any whiskey left? Too bad. Open the what's that? Absinthe?
Absent.
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 Will you?
You know how was this thing in Bulgarian? It's absent, but how was it?
Okay. Mastika.
Well, I mean, yeah, something like that actually.
No.
To me, it looks as if Obi Wan had many of those.
Yes, many. many. Deleted some of his brain cells. Ivy says, "Oh wow, then that's pretty bad. Then the fan film was great, but it's a fan film for official show. Yeah, I know. And hi to Dark Right, Dark Winter. Sorry, I butchered that. MK had to too. So Dark says the writing feels really bad. The original idea involving Mao,
Mo, Darth Mo.
Oh, Darth Maul would have worked better, but would involve Leia kidnapped and ruled by Crimson Dawn. And Ben is asked by Qui-Gon to help. The way Ben has reason to sorry, I'm really late. The way that way. Okay, why don't you read it? I can't. I obviously can't do anything tonight.
Where did you go? Okay. So that way, Ben has a reason to leave Tatooine, which would make sense instead of what they put. Actually, yeah. I mean, if it was Qui-Gon who actually asked him for help, and this family.
Yeah, I was thinking the same about the armor. What the armor? What did I miss? Not sure why would he write something like that. He, you mean? It's like
kids cartoon.
Level of unbelievability.
Yeah, I mean, it's like these Saturday morning cartoons, with some of them actually working better. Maybe about the armor, I think is why most of the soldiers and the rebels or whatever in Star Wars never had armor. They just have helmets on.
Yeah, only the pilots look like they have something, but that's just pilots armor. Not armor, but just pilot suit. Maybe use the galactic hotel of theirs to host the kidnapping, or yeah, something like that, let's say. In A New Hope, when Luke rescues Leia, he tells her he's there with Ben Kenobi, not Obi-Wan, so maybe he doesn't know they're the same person. Yeah.
I think he told her now in the show that his name is Ben, or he didn't tell her name.
And she called him Ben when she was falling, I think. Oh, the fly. There's a fly here. The truth is they're not interested in the OT, only what they can mingle from it by appearances. It's not like Obi-Wan, haha, interesting to hear a different point of view. All I hear is praise. Really? Yes, I've been hearing the same, but no idea why. Perhaps there's something I'm missing, which is why I'm here posting and listening. I don't think there's something that you're missing. I mean, it really didn't feel like Star Wars. It really was very slow pacing. it really doesn't make much sense and doesn't speak very well of the Jedi if one of the most powerful ones is going to do nothing and let another younger Jedi be totally killed. One Jedi that actually acted like he cared, acted like he wants to fight and protect his own, so to speak, and people. So he, I mean, maybe he failed Anakin in some aspects. Maybe, let's say, because I don't think really that what happened to Anakin is his fault. But even if he does, if he did have any fault in that, how can he add to his fault when he's basically responsible for this young Jedi's death because he didn't do anything?
Yeah. I
He
mean,
didn't
even
do
the normal
anything.
people hide that young Jedi, help him with food and other things, and they knew the Jedi's will still protect us. I think none of the people actually believe when Riva said that they all have failed you, they abandoned you, they're not your protectors anymore. I mean, none of them believe that actually. The Jedi's are out there; those of them who are alive. Yes, they're in a hiding, but they help and they're preparing.
Yeah, well, I understood that. I mean, it's like self-explanatory that okay, Obi-Wan wanted to be in hiding and not reveal himself because he wanted to watch over the kids. But in the same time, when he is called upon to protect Leia, and her father tells him, "Look, she can be killed. We don't know where she is. She needs you. You have to find her. You're the only one that I can trust." And he's like, "I cannot do anything.
Yeah,
Sorry."
call a bounty hunter or whatever. And,
Yeah, what?
so,
We are talking about Leia here. And in the same time, Luke is just safe and sound
sure, I mean, he
in
was
his
playing
igloo.
there on the igloo. He was selling some robot parts as always. He's 10. So
Yeah,
he's on Tatooine, and pretty much, and he's not a prince or something. I mean, here they kidnap Leia because she's a princess, not because they know who she is.
it's just so funny. It's like, uh, I'm Obi-Wan. My duty now is to protect the kids. I must not reveal myself. So that's why I didn't help this Jedi, and he died. So what is happening now? What? What? Oh, I have a call. Hold on.
You know,
Dad, you have to help Leia now, please, Obi-Wan. You are our
I
only
only
hope.
hope, and they didn't have.
Obi-Wan. Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, no. So
What are you doing?
I still have more sand in my cave that I need to clean. So
Yeah, I still
he,
have more
he
ridiculous,
was
disgusting thing to eat, so I'm
he
just gonna
was
steer.
he was even giving a toy ship to Luke or something, which means that he basically tries to use himself. I mean, isn't Luke going to wonder who sends me those toys all the time?
Oh, it's a Santa.
It's Santa, yeah, the Tatooine Santa. Yeah, sure.
He's Santa actually,
Yeah.
and he's just pretending to be Obi-Wan.
Because actually in episode 4, if we have to make the connection, I mean, Luke knew about a guy who lives there in the cave so alone. It's called Ben Kenobi, but that's it.
Oh, Dark says he's actually able to communicate with Yoda or only via a Jedi temple. Mhm. Not sure about that actually, because Yoda just appears places, as far as I remember. Uh, okay, wait, okay, we missed a lot. So, one thing I found weird about this show timeline 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, yet Luke is 10 right now. A New Hope is 19 years after Revenge of the Sith. So, in 10 years from this show, Obi-Wan goes from 50 to 70? That's that maybe he got old because he understood how much of a stupid, not a Jedi acting person he is, and he just got depressed even more and got older faster. And Dark says, "What did you think about the homeless clone trooper? Would you have liked to see him come back to help Ben?"
I think it was actually there first off as a fan service
That
because
was like an Easter egg.
it's the same guy who plays all the clone troopers and Jango Fett and also what was his name? The bowling clone, Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
Because that's also a clone of Jango, just his son, kind of. But I think that they also put it there to. kinda show to Obi-Wan what he becomes, because he sees this old grizzled war veteran that stares there with his beard and hair and says, give a penny to the poor guy or something like that, and he kind of sees that in himself.
But he's very Obi-Wan because sometimes he does this with his mustache.
Yeah,
And he does it. He just brings his hands like that. So he's Obi-Wan.
he's Obi-Wan.
That's enough.
But help him. Well, I think they wanted him to stay alone so that he can finally use the Force at some moment.
Okay, we have to finish, guys. So let's see, lastly, what you're going to say because it's getting late. Yeah, maybe he should look older, and I'm pretty sure that Jedi can sustain themselves, but he doesn't.
I also wondered now, did he know that actually when Anakin went to the dark side that he changed his name to Darth Vader, because
Now I
to not hear about Darth Vader for 10 years.
I think that Palpatine did that.
Palpatine did it.
He
but,
called him
yeah,
Darth Vader.
But Obi-Wan knows that, or
I don't know. It seems like he didn't know that Darth Vader and Anakin are the same person. That's how it's.
Because I wonder that. I mean, 10 years he should have heard of this Sith word called Darth Vader.
Yeah. And we just see a glimpse of him, and this honestly could have been anyone.
It could be anyone.
I love to see Hayden Christensen in general because I think that he got a lot better as an actor, and it's lovely that he is getting another chance to play this. But literally anyone can be in the suit.
Yeah.
Literally anyone.
With all
Doesn't
the
matter.
makeup, aesthetics, and then the costume and things like that, and probably with a different voice because it should be James. He can still do it. I mean, why not? So,
yeah. So and the amount of makeup that he had on his face, it might as well be that Inquisitor, the main Inquisitor guy.
yeah.
They look so similar. So yeah. Okay, let's finish what you guys are saying. Parts of rebellion is also. Aha. Okay. Do you get that?
The entire moves to Hellfire iconic event doesn't make sense. Yeah. I mean, that's her father. I think. So yeah, I mean, he can literally enlist anyone, or maybe find other Jedi's. It's not only Obi-Wan apparently there. I mean, if I see that no, he doesn't want to do it, maybe another Jedi will want to do it.
Yeah, and Dark says, I wonder what if it had been Luke who was kidnapped, who would they have reacted? How would they have reacted? Yes, how would Ben reacted? And Princess Leia was really really annoying, and Haichi sucked.
She was.
and those two episodes sucked. And finally, for now, Dark says, just imagining what if they had and the rebels are planning Leia's rescue, only Ben goes and rescue her using the Inquisitors to distract the kidnappers and return with her.
Well, I mean, by this point, anything can be a better story than what we have.
Yes, really. Is the Emperor in this show by the same guy? He's not here yet. Haven't heard this. He could be,
If
might as
they
well.
Get all the others, I mean, why not him? Why not and him? I mean, they got Hayden Christensen. Why not? I don't know the name of the actor who plays the Emperor, but why not?
Yeah.
So
why not?
But again, this literally can be anyone. Because, by the way, interesting fact: the Emperor appears for the first time in episode 5. Forget the name of episode 5, but anyway, it's late. Then it's played by another actor. Then in episode 6, actually, is the actor who is playing him as Palpatine and all the other things. So
I didn't know that.
With the makeup, prosthetics, again, it can be anyone.
So, yeah, really. So, bottom line, guys, is that first, this doesn't feel like Star Wars actually at all. It's not filmed like Star Wars. Special effects are perfectly fine. They're great. I don't have anything against that. The way that the Inquisitors were written, the dialogue was just so like how to say this, like the writers had a big huge stick up their butts and they were thinking that they actually can write this, but it just comes out very very like generically annoying. And this new Riva Inquisitor, she is like out of any modern TV show, but nothing that has to do with Star Wars. She feels so not for there. The parkour is a bit much. Like parkour?
It's not
Are you
Star
kidding
Wars.
me?
It's not Star Wars. And you don't have to see this in Star Wars to make a character be cool. Because they
And
don't need that.
yeah, it's like some young people decided that they know Star Wars and they will make it better because they know better because they're very, very young, you
Exactly.
know, super arrogant. They're like, oh, we're going to put parkour in this and we're going to film it in some kind of other way and we're going to put cyberpunk in there, cyberpunk city in there.
Everything is
Yeah, and we're going to put Kamel Nanjiani because he is funny now, right? Right? He's in Eternals, right? And some other comedies, and he's going to play himself in this.
which
And he also didn't make sense. I mean, his character. He was just, you know, a guy that's sleazy, disgusting guy that literally just before that lied to a mom and her child, I think, and took their last money probably, and he had the face to do that with a straight, perfectly straight face. And then Obi-Wan was like, "You're gonna help me," and he showed showed him that he's a real Jedi. And then this guy just decided to risk his own life and face Riva just for no reason. I mean, I can somehow understand that he wanted to help Obi-Wan, so he gave him access to that ship, although that is a bit out of nowhere. I think
he just said, I did some mistakes, and that's it.
he did a lot of those consciously for money.
Yeah.
That's not a guy that has
He literally
consciousness or
said, "Do I like credits? Yes, you can buy things with credits." So, how is this guy likable? Because he's funny now, or what?
no. Why would he help him in that manner? That's a huge
Yeah.
help. Usually he will take a lot of money for something like this, you know, to arrange
Yeah.
to get someone on the ship or whatever, and then to risk his life and face the Inquisitor. Everybody are so afraid of Inquisitors they can
Yeah.
just pee themselves several times just by being in their presence. But this guy was like, "Oh, look at me, Inquisitor. Did not look at the sky, look at me." You know, figuratively speaking.
Didn't she actually leave him alive?
And she even left him
After they
alive.
tried to show us how merciless she is, I mean, she
Cut the
cut
old
the
woman's
head off
hand.
of an old woman, yes.
That was disgusting, by the way.
And again, not Star Wars.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary to see.
Yes.
So, guys, if you watch The Mandalorian, which you didn't, but if you see that
Yeah.
someday, you will see that that is so Star Wars. That is great. I love it. That is quality. Even if you don't have the Jedi's or anyone, you know, that major, I can't remember if there's anyone that, well, you have Luke like at some point, but you know that you have Ahsoka and you have the other the Mandalorians and okay, but the point is, you know, the Mandalorian himself is not like he was someone, but now because of this show is made so good, everybody, you know, everyone loves the Mandalorian. Even fans that don't like the movies like the Mandalorian, just because it's quality. It is Star Wars, feels like Star Wars. The music is Star Wars, the way that everything was shot and feels, the droids. It's Star Wars, and freaking Baby Yoda became the most famous thing since Star Wars was created. I mean, the most famous character.
The most sold merchandise by Hasbro.
Yeah, that's another thing. And it's so freaking expensive. Well, yeah. So the point is, John Favreau and the other guy, I forgot his name, they did that. And you feel that here they're just missing. And even the first, I know that you guys told me to not watch Boba Fett, but I did see the first episode as far as I recall, and I did enjoy those. They did feel like Star Wars to me. Not as good as Mandalorian, of course. And then you told me, well, just don't continue. And then the Mandalorian, he appears at some point and becomes his show. I do want to finish that because I cannot imagine Boba Fett sucking as bad as Obi Wan, because Obi Wan just boring. It is. I wasn't bored by Boba Fett. He was just not the best thing ever, the best thing since sliced bread, but at least I enjoyed those 2 episodes. It wasn't bad. There was a lot more things going and monsters, and he was doing something, and that character that is his right hand, the actress that plays her, I always forget her name. She is from Agents of Shield, but she's just a badass, one of those Asian actresses that always are doing something pretty awesome to see. So yeah, I prefer to go and see that. But this, you can tell that there is no John Favreau there because it's just ridiculously bad. And if Andor is boring as slow as this, I don't wanna I don't wanna waste my time, honestly.
I mean, at least let them use the correct music. I mean, they should have the music rights for Star Wars music, so
Yeah, this is
yeah.
Obi-Wan stupid Toddy.
Kind of,
Boring Odi.
Boring Wan Kenobi.
Boring one. Ah, that's
That's
perfect.
it.
That's
the
it.
next thing.
That's
Yes.
it. Boring one
Make a
Kenobi.
show now. Can we watch a show now about some of those I forget the name of those small creatures that sell stolen parts. By this point, they
Ewoks?
didn't make no the other with the hoods that speak like and
Beep,
they
boop,
sell
papa.
and they sell parts like there was one
Yeah.
that sold parts to Obi Wan now. So I mean, by this point, they'll make sure about that. So yeah.
And by the way, because I did cover the new game that just was announced, the continuation from Star Wars: The Fallen Order, uh, Jedi is the new game. So that game, also the first one, feels just like Star Wars, and it's also canon. And the new game's gonna be probably awesome. But yes, since you couldn't spot anything wrong, then S2 started on odd, but started showing up the finale was fine, just niggling bits. I don't know, I really liked it. But up for the directors instead of giving who is that guy? Ayoid? Ayoid? To the frog lady, could explain her heading to that hot spot to check on her eggs because Grogu was eating them. That was, I mean, I enjoyed this episode. What's there? I mean, I actually cared about that frog lady and the eggs and her husband. I don't know, they were just a bit compelling. Because otherwise, when I'm watching Aliens in general in Star Wars, it just feels so generic. They're just there for background and nothing else. So I cannot feel for them in any kind of a capacity as I feel for humans. But for those two, I did. So I think there was a lot more substance to that episode of The Mandalorian compared to whatever it is like here in Obi-Wan. And there needs to be far worse to be that bad. Hopefully they can lower. Yeah, they can lower that far. I hope so too.
Well, you know.
It looks. It looks. I don't know. I mean, I also did cover that. It's interesting, but now when I see Obi-Wan, and when I remember how I felt about the trailers and how I feel about now about the other trailers, I don't know. I'm starting to be a bit like,
I mean, Rogue One was good as a movie, but
yeah,
again, it felt to me as if they told that story. I mean, they told us what happens now with the rebels between episode 3 and 4, and how did they get the plans for the Death Star and other things. So they feel that whole why do we need to see what happens with those people 5 years before that now? I mean, are they going to make after that a show about Tatooine and Hot and all the other planets and things that happen there, or what?
just make a movie about the backside of the igloo, and Luke is playing, and that's
Yes.
it.
And next, a show of 6 episodes about Jabba the Hutt origin, how he
Jabba
became
the Sun.
the forepost, and his son, yeah, how Jabba became so fat, how he established himself as this mafia boss and other things. And
No.
I wanna see this now. right? I want to hear, but the whole show with no subtitles, just to be him
Jabba the
saying Jabba, other things like that, and that's it, right? I mean, we don't need anything else now. And his son,
Yeah, Jabba the Son.
who is very neglected by his brother, and Jabba the son says
He got
"Jabba,
fatter
and he
because
got
of
fatter. Yeah, that's it. I mean, sounds interesting, right?
Pay us for the script.
That's what Disney
We're going to make it happen,
should
okay?
hire us. 6 episodes again on Disney Plus exclusive.
Yeah.
Pay us big money now. Much money, please. As a character in Samurai Jack. What is that? Much money.
Yeah. Ming Ya Wen is this actress. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, citizen award that joins the separatists to become independent but is attacked due to Doku's using them as a distraction and then show what happened to the cast afterwards. I don't know.
To the levels? Didn't they all die after that?
I mean, we do have so many shows that came from, this show. And I'm personally interested to see a show about Katie Sackhoff's The Mandalorian's leader character, the dark saber, and that's fascinating, okay? She's interesting and as a leader and all those things and what happened to the Mandalorians as a cult, basically. So that's interesting, and that lightsaber, dark saber against the lightsaber, all those things are just they at least have some kind of a that sounds kind of intriguing. So yeah, I want to see that, but not about the face behind the igloo of Luke and the dragonfly, alien dragonfly in the vase.
And how the ice on the planet called Hot.
Yes.
With double T, by the way, it's forming. I mean, this would be an interesting show. It's a documentary about how they can make documentaries about all the planets in the Star Wars universe.
And how all the planets in the Star Wars universe only have one thing in them, like one city,
sand,
flying
ice. City.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole planet. Okay, that's the whole planet.
But also, the crowning achievement will be a TV show about a sitcom about Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Misa, my show is a good one. I said because I am a Misa.
Misa take Yusa to the core. I remember this from one of the old games about for episode 1. When you meet him and he tells you, Misa take Yusa to the core. Follow me. Follow Misa, and you follow him, but he runs very fast and you can't follow him in the game. So
he just flaps around, but that's just too much.
Oh boy, many ideas.
Yeah.
For many better shows.
Yeah, and animated shows. Too many Star Wars things to this point.
Yeah.
I started to watch The Bad Batch. It was okay. It was okay, but just don't have
well,
time
out
for
of the
this.
animated things, actually, the best one is the Clone Wars, but not the CGI one, because I haven't watched all, but the Genndy Tartakovsky's one, that's the creator of Samurai Jack and things, which is episodes are I think 12 or something like that. They are shorts, but you can also find them on YouTube. After that they put them together and it becomes like a 2-hour movie. Great stuff, fun, have lightsabers, action like in Samurai Jack and things like that. The art kind of like in Samurai Jack. It feels what happens after episode 2, the beginning of 3. After they made it not canon, of course, because Disney, but still, to me, that's canon. And then the Clone Wars, the CGI show, which, haven't watched everything because just too many episodes, but from what I heard, it's great. And after that, Rebels, which actually gives you, Clone Wars is okay because Ahsoka is there. Basically, you see her for the first time there.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Her, the connection with her and Anakin because she's his Padawan. And after that, in Rebels, as far as I heard and saw some footage, actually, he appears there now as Darth Vader, and she knows that this is him, and they have like a crush, and it's very dramatic and things. So,
interesting.
As far as I heard, it's okay, So, again, some people say, and about that show, Rebels, that doesn't feel like Star Wars. I haven't watched so much, but from what I saw, it's okay.
And look, Obi-Wan is holding the lightsaber that he doesn't want to, at least, even so, look at.
How dare you?
Oh no, lightsaber! Oh.
Was this the lightsaber he gave to? No, he gave the Anakin.
Imagine if someone does a parody of Obi Wan, the show, and the actor that plays Obi Wan is like, holding in that last scene where he was hiding from the Inquisitors, like a little girl, by the way, and he's hiding from them, and he's holding this lightsaber that looks exactly like a candle holder, or candlestick, not
Candle
candlestick,
holder, yeah,
candle
candle
holder.
holder.
Yeah, exactly like that. And in the parody, the actor will hold a literal candle holder. That's gonna be the parody. And he's like trying to turn it on. He's gonna be like,
This,
oh,
this
not
again,
working.
Disney again can make a crossover of that because in the Beauty and the Beast, the live action version of the cartoon, actually, I forgot the name of Obi-Wan.
Ewan McGregor.
Ian McGregor. Yes, thank you. Actually plays the candlestick. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. That's him. He plays the candle
Unbelievable.
holder there. So here we go.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Plus, there is actually a Star Wars parody from the 80s, a parody of the first episode 4, technically, because called Spaceballs. It's great.
Oh, I
People
heard
have to
about
watch
that.
it. Yeah, it's great. But it's a typical humor.
Oh, I love this
I mean,
type
it's
of
kind of
humor.
it's made by Mel Brooks also, who is famous with movies like that. I mean, he did also History of the World, which is a great parody thing of everything that happens around the world, and Robin Hood Men in Tights is also his. Plus, the Get Smart, the movie, he was consultant on that because the show that is based off is actually his show. So
But I love Get Smart.
that's why Get Smart was good, because he was actually alive and they get him as a consultant. He was the creator of the show Get Smart. So
Awesome.
here we go. I checked it.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that movie,
So yeah.
it's great. Great comedy. Okay, so I would give Obi Wan Kenobi first 2 episodes a poop out of 10.
Well, only one poop out of 10 poops. That's a good thing. I would give him the whole 10 poops, because I'm very generous today. So here we go. All the 10 for you.
Yeah.
My favorite character of Star Wars. So
Yeah.
sorry. Deserve all of them.
If you want to watch, Blade Runner with lightsabers, maybe.
There are no lightsabers in those
Yeah,
episodes.
actually, no. Okay, Blade Runner with some guy that calls himself Obi-Wan. He's
Yeah.
trying to cosplay a Jedi, around the streets of a Blade Runner type of a city, along with some funny cameo Nigerian guy that's pretending to be a Jedi. You
And
can
if
see
you
that show.
like unnecessary parkour things, because he's very cool, man. Wasn't it parkour cool 10 years ago? Is it still cool?
Oh, just Nova, thank you too. Yeah. Well, thank you, thank you. So that's it, guys. Yeah. If it's possible, we're going to do the other episodes too. But yeah, let us know, of course, what you think in the comments. Even if you leave whatever it is in the comments, still gonna help. So that is one thing to consider, guys. And of course, if you'd like to support me, you can always go to OnlyFans for my coaching and all of that services about fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, sex education, all those things that I do there. Everything else is down below as well, guys. With that being said, have a great Sunday and sleep well, because here is midnight. Yeah, but for me and Logan, a poop out of 10 and poops out of 10.
All of them.
I hope that you had fun and love you guys. Bye for now. Bye bye.